All right, teams are getting ready to take the ice here. We're still waiting for the referees to show up. I'm going to go ahead and click Start Game on this to take the ads off. So teams are going to take the ice below me. We've got the Hatters in front. The Swords are directly behind them. I don't know if you can see through the grating here below me, but they're lined up. Hatters in front in green, Swords behind in blue. So welcome everybody to the Terry Crisp Rink at the Ford Bellevue Ice Center. This is game 3 of the weekend for the Country Western Classic. This is the 12U tournament here. This is the Atlanta MadHatters versus the Cincinnati Swords. Teams about to take the ice. We're waiting for the refs to show up to give everybody the go-ahead. We are just under 5 minutes from game start time. So we'll see if they come out and get us started a little bit early. Hatters are wearing green, so it looks like we've been moved to the away side. I had us as the home team on our official schedule, but is what it is. So Hatters are going to start the game moving right to left. Swords in blue will start the game moving left to right. As a word of advice, if they start playing music during stoppages in play, I'm going to be muting the system just to prevent any copyright claims or anything like that from coming down. As of right now, there's no music, and they haven't been playing music in the tournament so far this weekend, but we've been at a different rink, so we will see what they decide to do. That looks pretty good zoom-wise. So since we got a little bit of time to kill, as we were waiting, Hatters are 2-0 on the weekend so far. They won their first game against the Havoc, and then yesterday as well against the Pensacola Ice Flyers. Cincinnati is 1-1. won their first game yesterday against Pensacola and then dropped their second against the Havoc yesterday. Pensacola and the Havoc are playing their third game right about the same time as we are. I think their game just started. They are over at Centennial today. So their score will be available online basically right before the conclusion of our game. But we won't get that until the end of this one when we get to look and all the scores are turned in and uploaded onto the sheet that they're using. All right, players are just waved on by the coaches. Teams taking the ice here. And the rest coming on behind. Hatters taking a couple of warm-up laps. Cincinnati doing the same on the far side. Loud parents on both sides. More Hatters fans in attendance here in the arena than Swords parents. Hatters didn't have to travel quite as far to get here. 3-minute warm-up period. That the clock has now started on. So we will get our warm-up period going. We're about halfway through the warm-ups. right, that's going to do it for the warm-up period. Teams will get the pucks in, get their last-minute coaching, and then we will get this game kicked off. Swords breaking the huddle first for the first period. Hatters now breaking the huddle. Goalies are ready, teams are ready, and away we go. Scrum off the draw. Hatters are going to come away with it. Swords take control at their blue line. Turn back up towards the near side. Controlled there. Played towards the middle of the ice. Pass to the far side. Gaining the Hatters zone. Played up the far boards. That is turned around by the Hatters and played back out. Eli steps forward with it. Tries to get past the defender. Steps around one. Moves into the circle. He's got help. Passes across. And that's chipped off the goalie and in. Aiden gets one from Eli off the goalie to make this a one-goal game very early on. Dimitri wins the drawback. Played forward. That's blocked by a body. Swords step into the Hatter zone. Playing up the boards. Rubbed off the play. Declan will play it back behind the net. Wrapped around to the near corner. Trey rubs that play off. Gains the puck. Chips up. That's almost intercepted, but Olivia's going to get it out of the zone. Olivia chips it around the forward. The Swords defense picks it up. Plays up the near boards. Swords pick it up there. Play it into the Hatters end. Hatters collect it just over the blue line, and Dimitri will collect that. Pass outlet is intercepted by the Swords, who turn it back into the zone. Given away immediately. Sent out, and the Swords defense can't hang on to that one. Olivia chasing it down. Olivia blocks the outlet pass, chases it back down off the backboards. Tries to get a hold of it. It's left behind. That shot is off the outside of the net. Played up to the point. Trey holds it in there, but then gets stripped of the puck. This gets knocked down into the Hatters end. Chasing it down. That doesn't make it to the line for an icing. Knocked off the back of the cage. Sent up the far side. Declan will clear the zone. Hatters play it up to the middle. Dimitri steps to the middle. Drops back, but that is intercepted by the Swords. Swords outlet pass is blocked, but it will bounce over the line. Hatters have to get back on side. Asher turning with it towards the near boards. Asher turns, skates up the near side, steps into the Swords zone, gets stripped of the puck, and the Swords will skate it out on the near side. Swords moving up the near side. Pressured there as Luke comes back to help with the play. That's sent up, and it gets through the defense out to neutral ice. That bounces free. Swords pick it up outside the zone. Loose puck knocked towards the Swords blue line, where the Swords defense will send it into the Hatters end. Shu picks it up just inside the Hatters blue line. Sent up, but that's away from everybody. And it just makes it over the line for an icing. Defensive zone draw for the Hatters. This will be to Sam's glove side. Or sorry, to Sam's stick side. Draw one towards the slot, chip back towards the corner. Trey's going to pick it up there. Sent up the boards. Luke picks it up. Dekes around the defender. Steps out 2-on-1. Passes over to Cam, who pokes it into the zone. He goes to chase it down in the far corner. Cam gets there, collects, sends up the far boards. Luke collects there. Passes across to the near side. Trey picks it up at the point. takes a shot from distance, and that is off a body in front. Swords player is hobbling off of that one. Luke picks it up off the half boards, plays it to the middle. That's blocked by a Swords defender in front. Swords play it off the far boards. Luke holds the line, turned around by Cam. It's in his skates. He gets dumped for his effort. Trey picks it up inside the blue line, takes a shot from distance, which goes wide of the target. Played up the far boards, and that will go through everybody. Icing waved off. Trey will pick it up behind his own net. Skating up the near side. He will get it past the defender, and Eli picks it up in neutral territory. Eli passes across to Aiden. Aiden gains his own, passes back to Eli, who gets it through the defender's legs, takes a shot, and it's under the goalie. Offensive zone draw for the Hatters. One to the slot. Shot is just wide of the target. Played behind the net. Swords move it to the far corner. Adds pressure there. Eli gets a hold of it in the corner. Played back into the corner. Trying to get it into the circle. Eli's chasing it down. Stick lift there. He will push it into the slot, but the Swords defense jumps on that. Played up to the near side. Shu collects it in neutral territory. Turns it back into the Swords end. Swords collect just inside their line and play it back out of the zone. Swords moving up the near side. Step into the zone. That centering feed is intercepted by the Hatters, who play it back out to neutral territory. Swords dump it into the zone. Hatters intercept that and turn it back up the far side. And then Dimitri strips the puck, but then gets the puck stolen from him just inside the Swords blue line. Played back deeper into the zone. Hatters don't know where it is, and the Swords are going to collect it in the far corner. Swords wrap it around to the near boards. Shu steps in, can't hold the zone. Puck will come out to neutral territory. Played back into the corner. Hatters get back on side. Aiden steps back into the zone, plays it to the middle. Eli gets a hold of it, plays it through one defender. Swords play it back to the point. Shu pushes it to the circle. Aiden takes a shot. Puck winds up in the far circle. Swords play it up to the far point. Declan holds the line there, dumps it back in deep. Aiden centers that. It goes off the goalie, who accidentally kicks it into his own goal. Aiden's going to get that one. I think it came from Eli. Luke wins the drawback, plays it back to his blue line. Hatters pass it up off the near boards. Liv steps up, collects it there. Oh, mishandles the puck, and the Swords are going to knock it into the Hatter zone. Ian collects it, skates behind his own net. Moves to the far side, chips it up the boards and out. That gets past the defender. It's a foot race for it. Luke is going to step past the defender, get to it first, cut to the middle, step in, shoots, and that's into the goalie. Puck is loose, it's in the slot, and the Swords defenders are going to pick it up there. But there's a whistle. The refs lost sight of it and blew the whistle, freezing the play. Offensive zone draw, controlled initially by the Swords, who now play it up the middle of the ice. Swords moving up with numbers. They stay on side, move into the zone, pass toward into the circle. Livia breaks up that play, second effort, pushes it forward. Hatters defense jumps on that. Outlet passes in a body, second effort, sent up to the point, held in by the Swords. Play on the far boards. They chip it deeper. Shot from distance, blocked down by Sam. Puck played behind the net, now turned up the far boards. And the Swords defender fell down on the play. Hatters are all alone. Played across. Liv's going to gain the zone. Moving in. She's going to shoot. That's flown high and wide. Played into the far corner. Hatters center. That's off a skate. Bounces into the slot. Puck is loose. Luke gets a hold of it. Plays it back to the point, and that's going to go over the line. Hatters have to get back on side. Pass drop to Klaus. Kahlo picks it up in his own zone. Dumped up. Dimitri picks it up, passes up to Asher in the middle of the ice. Asher steps into the zone, steps past one defender, moves in, drops it to Dimitri, who can't get it on target. Dimitri picks it back up, sends it in front, and Cam's gonna score. Cameron scores from the feed from Dimitri, making this a 3-goal game. Puck kicked forward off the draw. Dimitri steps up, gets his stick lifted for his effort, and loses the puck. Bumped there. Declan can't control it. Swords step into the zone. They stay onside. Shot from distance, trickles in on Sam, who will just cover the puck. Defensive zone draw for the Hatters. This will be to Sam's glove side. One towards the slot. Outlet pass fanned on. Picked up by Asher, who skates up. That's dumped up off a body and out. Swords are going to pick it up in their own zone. Skating back, running behind the net. They're going to bash it off the backboards. That is intercepted by the Hatters, who can't maintain the handle on it. Stepping in, pinching defense is going to hold the zone initially, but now the Swords are going to get out. Pressured by Trey. Trey's going to step back and clear this to the near boards, preventing a scoring opportunity. Swords player falls down. Hatters moving out of the zone. That's off a skate. And the Swords are going to come back in, but their forward had not made it up and was offside. Offside draw on the near dot, just outside of the Hatter zone. Draw won by the Swords, who step into the zone. Knocked off the puck. Puck left behind at the top of the circle. Swords are going to pick it up there. Sent to the middle. Can't be handled. They pick it up. Pass to the slot. Shu gets in the way of that one. That's sent towards the net. Sam sticks that aside. Play to the far corner. Battling for it there. The Hatters are going to come away with it. Chip past the defender, and now it's a race for it. Icing waved off. Hatters are going to get there first. Bumping behind the net. Centering feed, can't make it through. Swords are going to clear it to the near boards. Shu steps up, but can't hold it in. Now it's a 2-on-1. Hatters race over. Kahlo knocked it away initially, and this puck will just be dumped deep into the Hatter zone. Kahlo back to get it. Pressured behind the net. He will pass it to the far side. Passed up on the far boards. Hatters move out of the zone. Moves past. That's sent up, but behind the forward. Swords intercept and turn it back towards the Hatters end. Kahlo turns that around, dumps it up the boards. That's sent in front of the net. Swords collect there. Passed up the middle. That's slightly too hot, and Shu steps and knocks that away. Dimitri steps up, steals the puck, moves into the Sword zone. Steps past one defender, steps past another, moves in. Deeks, and misses on the shot. He hits the outside of the net. Puck still in the zone. Hatters collect in the far corner. Centering feed winds up behind the net. Dimitri able to get it on the near side. Shu steps up, holds the zone, floats that in. It's going to bounce wide. Porter picks it up, sends it to the front. Liv picks it up, floats it high over the goal. Shu sends that in. That's off a skate. It's still in. Dimitri's going to pick it up in the circle. He plays it into the corner, turns there, centers across, and a stick lift there prevents a scoring opportunity. Liv turns with it at the top of the far circle. Shot from distance. Oh, more of centering feed. Dimitri over to get it in the corner. Dimitri picks it up, passes it back to Shu at the point. She sets up, and her shot is off a skate, and it bounces out of the zone. Pass back up. Liv kicks that forward. It's played into the Sword zone. Swords bounce it off the backboards to the far side. That's passed up the far side. Hatters step up, hold it in the zone. Played up on the far side. Outlet passes off a Sword's body and held in. Pass to the middle. That's behind. Hatters get a hold of it. Can't get a shot away. Player dumped in the middle. No call. Passed up to the point. Trey gets it there. Turns. Floats it in. Tipped on net. Great redirect in front. Ian got that from Trey. Redirected in front from a shot that was definitely going wide. Luke strips that puck off the draw, skates past one, moves right past the defender, turns, centers, that's off a skate. Swords pick it up behind their net, wrap it up the far boards. Swords are going to pick it up. Ian can't hold the line there. Swords step through. They gain the Hatter zone. Moving in on the far side. Swords pressured in the corner. Trying to center it in front. And that puck is still out. Sam kept that one out. Played up the far side now. That is knocked off the stick, and the Swords are going to collect it in neutral territory and turn it back into the Hatter zone. Big hit from behind, and Asher's going to go for an elbow. Asher protesting, but he absolutely hit him from behind. So the Swords to go on a power play. Hatters control the draw to the backboards. Kahlo dumps it up the far side. Eli picks it up there. He's going to skate it out of the zone. Dimitri knocks it away, gets his pocket picked. That's played up into the zone. Play is called onside. Dimitri still with it, passes it up to the middle. And second effort doesn't make it on target. Dimitri's shot missed. Play is still in the zone. Kahlo takes a shot from distance. That's blocked down. Now the line can't be held. Puck comes out. Kahlo turns it around in neutral ice. Dimitri picks it up, pushes it into the zone. Swords turn it back around, play it back out on the near side. Dimitri gets back, pressures on the near side. Swords step into the Hatter zone. Shot from distance, blocked down by Sam. Play to the far side. Sam pokes that away. Play to the far side. Hatters are going to pick it up off the far boards and push it out of the zone. That's going to get over the line. Swords pick it up. Deke one defender, step back into the zone. Swords move up in the middle of the ice. Turning, shot, and that's going to trickle in, and Sam's going to stop it and jump on top of it. .109 left to play in the first period. There's 21 seconds left on the power play for the Swords. Swords win the draw to the center. That shot is blocked and dumped down the length of the ice. That's going to be an icing on the Hatters. So we will reset and do that draw again. Draw will be to Sam's glove side. Draw one towards the middle. Shoe steps up, blocks the shooting attempt, and Luke will pick up the loose change. Passed up the middle, blocked initially. Oh, huge collision there. Shoe's going to clear it back out of the zone. Luke can't get on the end of that one. Swords pass it up. Penalty is over. Played into the zone. Sarah picks it up, skies it to the near side, bounces up, held in by the Sword. Sarah takes another attempt. That outlet pass is blocked. Swords pick it up in the circle. Tight angle shot is over the goal. On the far boards, Luke can't get a hold of that one. Swords hold the zone. Hatters step over, poke it away initially. Battle on the far boards. Swords pick it up, play it to the middle, and shoot, pokes that away. It's in the skates, and it's going to trickle over the line. Aiden now races over to get to it on the far boards. He pushes it forward into the Swords end, plays it to the middle. Puck winds up bouncing free to the backboards. Swords wrap it to the near side. Sarah steps up but can't hold the zone. It's a race for it now. Ian back to get it all the way deep in the Hatter zone. Ian skates behind the net. And that's going to do it for one. End of one. Score is 4-0 to the Hatters. 1 minute intermission. Teams will get a little bit of coaching, and we will switch sides for the second. Second period, the Hatters in green will be moving left to right, and the Swords in blue will be moving right to left. All right, second period starting. Team switching sides. Goalies are ready. And the puck is dropped. Scrum off the draw. Stripped away by Liv. Played up the far side. Porter's going to play it in. Play is onside. Pressured on the far boards. Played up the middle, or sorry, up the far side. Trey holds the zone. Gets that past the forward. Floats that in. That's off the goalie. Liv takes a shot. It's under the goalie. It's still loose. Pushed in. And that's knocked under the goalie, who is complaining. Goalie thought he had that one covered. Puck won back by the Hatters. Passed up. Liv tips that into the zone. Swords push it to the near side. That's going to trickle over the line. Passed up. Dimitri steals that. Steps past the forward. Moves into the zone. Steps towards the middle. Shoots. And that is blocked by the goalie's stick over the goal. That will be played up. Swords step past. Racing back to get to it. Kahlo gets back. Shot. And Sam blocks that aside. Played up the far boards, held in by the Swords, battling for it there. Hatters get on it in the circle. Turning now at the middle of the ice. Dimitri will turn out of the zone. Dimitri moving up the middle of the ice. And the Hatters are going to be offside as Asher drifted backwards over the line, not paying attention to it. Offside draw will be just in front of the Hatters bench. Poked forward by the Hatters. Luke steps up, tries to get back to it. Asher's going to get to it on the far boards. Centered, that's off a skate. Luke tries to knock it back towards the middle. Swords get a hold of it, played up the far side. Played back into the circle. Luke knocks the puck away, steals it, steps into the middle. He's trying to turn. He turns, slams on the brakes, turns, shoots. That's off the goalie. And Asher's going to pick up the loose change, knocking it in off the rebound. Goalie change for the Hatters. Dalen now in goal. Luke wins the draw, steps forward with it, plays it into the zone, races forward to get to it. Chips that behind the goal. Puck played up the far boards, held in, centered in front. Luke takes a long distance shot. Cam gets on the end of it. Puck winds up loose in the slot. Swords pick it up. Luke steps up, tries to hold the zone, but that will bounce up and over. Played forward. Luke will pick it up. He turns it back into the zone. Plays it forward. Luke gets into the corner, centers. Swords are going to jump in front of that one before Cam could get on it. That will be passed up the far side, held in briefly, and now the Swords will clear the zone out the middle of the ice. Swords pass it up. Luke knocks that one away. Battling for it. Swords gain the zone. Play at the point. Pushed in. Hatters get on it. It's still in the zone. Great play by the Swords to hold the zone there. But then Trey strips the puck and dumps it down. Tipped coming through. That gets knocked on net. Swords are going to get back before it trickles down far enough. Played up the far boards. Bouncing forward. It's still in the zone. Now played out. Swords pick it up in neutral territory. Pressured there. Played into the Hatter zone. Turned up the boards. This will be shot in. Played to the far side. Swords will dump it deep. Tipped towards the front. That bounces sort of towards net, but doesn't make it on target. Swords hold the blue line. Played into the far circle. Play on the far boards now. Played back towards the blue line, and that will come over the line. Swords play it back in, but this will be offside. Offside draw will be just in front of the Swords bench this time. Swords knock it into the zone. Collected there by Kahlo. Played up the near side. Aiden races forward to it. Pokes it into the zone. Picks it up past the falling defender. Puck winds up in the corner. Aiden collects. Holds. Chips it to the front. And that's in the skates. Goalie tries to poke it away. And now his defenders clear it to the far boards. Held it at the point. Shot from distance. Bounces off the defender. And the Swords now racing out. Declan races over to get to the play. And we get a whistle. Interference. Interference behind the play on the rush. What a rough call for the Swords. Hatters to go on the power play here. Puck knocked towards the point. Shu holds there, turns, passes up the far boards. This will be sent across, but intercepted by the Swords. Shu steps up, can't hold the zone. This puck will be sent over the line. Hatters collect, send to the near side, played in, onside, it's in the skates. Eli tries to get it forward, puck bounces towards the blue line and will come over the line. Hatters get back on side, nope. Aiden complaining, but he was not quite onside when that happened. They're going to pull this back to center from where the pass originated from. Luke wins the draw. Played back to Trey. Pass up to Liv. Moves into the zone. Luke picks it up. Can't maintain the handle. Puck played to the near boards. Luke tries to center. Only Swords there who will just collect it and dump it down the ice for an icing. Offensive zone draw for the Hatters. This will be to the goalie's glove side. One back by the Hatters, but that will come all the way out of the zone as it split the defenders. Kahlo collects at his blue line, plays it up, gets pressured there, now pushes it forward. That's slightly ahead of his forward. Kahlo gets a second effort, pushes it up, that gains the zone. That's chipped past the defender who turns it around, battling in the middle of the zone, and now it will be dumped out on the near side. Hatters collect at the center line. This will be dumped in. That's off the ref and winds up in the corner. Swords wrap it behind the net to the far side. Hatters turn it back around. Played back into the far corner. Played to the top of the slot. Shot in from distance. That's into the goalie and knocked away from him before he can cover. Puck still in there. Ian takes another shot. That's blocked before it gets to the goal. Play on the near board. Sent up. Ian holds the zone. Penalty is over. Puck held in the zone. Swords collect. Sorry, I turned the camera. Swords collect in the near corner. Play it to the far side. That is bounced up to the blue line. And that's chipped up. Almost bounces into the bench. But the Hatters collect. Skating across. Dimitri steps into the zone. Moves past the defenders. Cuts. Deeks. Still with the puck. Wraparound stuff attempt is blocked. And the puck will wind up going to the far point. Played across to the middle. Asher picks it up in the slot. He will push it forward. And the Swords defense will clear it to the near side. Cam tries to get it back to the middle, but no one's home for the Hatters, and the Swords will just play it up to the middle. Asher holds the zone, gets bumped for his efforts. Plays it further in on the far side. Swords pass it up. That's held in. Now the Swords will clear the zone. Swords skate it to the middle of the ice. Moving to the near side. Slam on the brakes. Step into the Hatter zone. Stripped of the puck. Play back and forth. Push now to the outside. Holding in the circle. Pushed in, but that centering feed is intercepted. Kahlo wraps it up the near side. That gets past Dimitri. All the way down for an icing. Defensive zone draw for the Hatters. This will be to Dalen Stickside. Controlled by the Swords. Knocked away. Hatters pick it up. Aiden skates out of the zone. Aiden races past the defenders. Pressured on his way through. He moves past. Takes a shot. That's skied over the goal. Puck winds up played out to center ice. Pushed across. Sarah knocks the puck away. pushes it up the far boards. Centered. Eli plays it into the zone. Play it across. That is sent back out of the zone. Sarah can't hold the line. Stolen by Aiden. He's still got the puck. He takes a shot from distance. Goalie blocks that one. Puck in the far corner, dumped up the far side. Shu holds there. Her shot is right into the body of the Swords forward. Luke picks it up in neutral territory, steps into the zone, steps to the circle, shoots, and misses the goal. Played on the near side. This will be dumped all the way down for an icing. Offensive zone draw for the Hatters. This is to the goalie's glove side. Won by the Hatters to the high slot. Trey picks it up there, takes a shot from distance. That's going to go wide. Play at the near point. Pass across. Porter can't get a handle on that one. He's going to play it back to the far point. Trey holds it there, passes it. That's pushed in the middle. It's blocked in front, trying to get it on net, and the Swords are going to clear it out. Swords pass it up the near side. That connects. Battling there. Ian prevents the centering feed and now picks it up and passes it to the middle, where Porter picks it up and skates to the far side. Porter gains the Sword zone, leaves the puck behind. Liv picks it up, moves to the outside, gets tripped. And there's the whistle. Hatters to go on a power play with 5:05 left in the second period. Not a malicious trip. Liv just made a cut that the player wasn't prepared for. Hatters win the draw back to the point. Held there. Pass across. Oh, no, that pass was tipped, and it's going to come out of the zone. She has to collect that neutral ice. Picked up, played across. Asher has no idea that the puck came out of the zone, and this play will be offside. Asher getting set for his effort there. Luke pokes it forward, can't get it under the ref's feet. Now steps into the zone with it, plays it across. Aiden picks it up, plays it to the outside, centers it, but that is intercepted by the Swords. That's held in by Kahlo, who's going to dump it up the far boards. Swords intercept that one. Luke picks it up off the boards, floats it in, but a shot can't be collected there. That comes back to the point. Luke picks it up, tries to get it through the defender, passes it to the middle. Pressured there, it comes to the circle. Passed up, that's intercepted by the Swords. Shots are not making it to the target. And this puck will come out of the zone. Played to the near side. Hatters get back on side. Cam steps into the zone. Drops the puck off. Luke picks it up, moves in, shoots, and that's off the goalie's face. Play on the far boards. Push deeper. Hatters dump that to the backboards. Cam picks it up there. Keeps the puck behind the goal. Tries to center it. That's off a skate. This will be pushed up to the top of the far circle. Hatters floated in from distance. That's off a defender. Luke fans on that one. It goes over the goal, and we've got a player down. Looks like the Swords player fell and just hit their head a little funky when they landed. They're back up and moving under their own power. Offensive zone draw. There's 9 seconds left on the penalty. This will be to the goalie's glove side. Dimitri wins it to the middle. Shot is into the skates. Trey takes another blast. That will go just wide. Play in the far circle. Eli picks it up, takes a shot. That's off the Sword's leg. Played up the far side. Eli turns it back into the circle. Dimitri gets rubbed off the play before he can get a shot away. It's played to the near side. Battling for it there. Declan loses the puck. Dimitri picks it back up. Plays it past the defender. Steps into the circle. Passes to the middle. That bounces to the far side. Held in at the far point. And now stripped, and now it comes out of the zone. Battling just in front of the Hatters bench. The Swords come away with it. Pass it into the Hatters end. That gets ahead of the forwards, who pick it up in the near corner. Slightly given away there. Bumped up the boards. This will be held in. That's off a leg. And the Hatters will clear the zone at the near point. Turn back up. That does not go back into the zone initially. Now the Swords turn it back in, and the Hatters back to collect. This will be played up the boards. Turn back up. Dimitri picks it up. He's got a helper to the far side. Dimitri cuts to the middle, cuts past one, moves in, dekes the defender. Goalie pokes that away as the puck drifted in on him. Play in the corner. Players falling down. Puck winds up into the player. Shot up the boards. Knocked off at the boards. Hatters racing for it to get to it in the corner. Centering feed will come all the way through to the near point. Pushed up by Declan. That squeaks through the legs, and the Swords will clear it out on the near side. Skating up. That's get pushed past Declan. Swords moving up on the near side. Collected at center ice. Bounced into the Hatters zone. Trey will collect and just dump up the middle of the ice. That connects with Luke, who's behind everybody. Luke with the step. He's got Liv with him. Moving in. His shot is blocked by the goalie. Goalies have just had Luke's number all weekend. Pushed up. That is held in by Trey at the point. Luke gets the puck off the bounce. Turns in, and he gets stripped of the puck by the defense in front. Played into the near point. Swords will come out of the zone. This will be offside as one of the Swords players jumped ahead of the play. Minute 34 left to play in the second period. Puck chipped forward off the draw. Luke pokes it away again. Puck gets knocked into the zone. Luke racing over to get to it on the far side. He gets there. Centering feed is blocked by a Sword stick. Puck winds up on the backboards. Pressured there. Puck will squirt to the top of the circle. Held there. Floated in. That's tipped just wide. Centering feed doesn't make it to the front. Played to the far side. Luke picks it up. Floats it to the front. It's pushed up. Sarah steps up. Shoots it in. And Luke's going to tip one in. Luke finally gets one off a tip. Luke finally gets one. It's been a long weekend for him. Just over a minute left to play in the second period. Hatters control off the draw. Dimitri holds it at the red line. Dimitri still with it. He steps into the zone. Passes it across. Asher gets it in the far circle. He will center it back in front. That's almost knocked on goal by the Swords defenders. Play in the near corner. Pushed back into the circle. Dimitri picks it up. Holds there. Dimitri pushes it back behind the net. Fan on the wraparound attempt by the Swords. They push it back to the near side. Dimitri over to get it at the near circle. Played back to Sarah. She will sky that up, and it will bounce in front of the goalie, who will just cover. Offensive zone draw for the Hatters. This will be to their goalie's glove side. Controlled by Luke. Plays in his skates. Swords are going to pick it up. Push it up the middle of the ice, and that's going to get past Declan and out of the zone. Declan passes it up the far side. Push forward. Aiden can't control it. Swords pick it up. Luke races over there, stick lift, and passes it up to Aiden. Aiden turns it back into the zone. Aiden will dump the puck deep. Puck off the backboard. Swords pick it up behind their own net. Turn towards the near side. Passed up the near side, collected in the circle. Swords pass it up. That gets through the forward, and that's going to do it for the second period. End of two. Score is 7-0 to the Hatters. Just got the whistle to start period 3. Teams getting set for the third period. Dalen's going to stay in net for this one. Now the Swords get their team set. They had one too many out. Dimitri wins the drawback. Kahlo chips it off the near glass. Liv plays it into the zone. She dumps the puck deep into the corner. Swords pick it up there. Swords play it behind the net. Pushed up the far side. That's intercepted. Hatters wrap it around to the near boards. Kahlo mishandles it, and it comes over the line. And that's played back in. It trickles over, and the Hatters are offside. Offside draw on the near dot, just outside of the Swords end. One back by the Hatters. Dimitri picks the puck up at the red line. Skates into the Swords end. Moves in on the far side. Skates behind the net. Passes it up the near side. Shu picks it up off the boards. She tries to float that in. Second effort pushes it to the middle. Liv picks it up. Pushes it. This will go all the way across. Porter picks it up in the far circle. Pass back to the top of the slot. Ian sends it up to Porter. Porter with it in the far corner. This will be wrapped around. Shu steps up. Slows the puck down, and Dimitri comes over and dumps the puck back deep. Swords pick it up in the corner. Pressured there by Porter. Sent back up the boards. Dimitri picks it up. Skates to the middle of the ice. Still with it, drops it back to the far point. Fan on the shot attempt, and the Swords are going to pick it up and skate out the middle of the ice. Swords slam on the brakes coming into the zone. Moving in, and Sarah gets big, knocks it back out of the zone. Swords have to get back on side. Holding up there, and they have a skater who is still way in the zone, offside on the Swords. Offside draw just in front of the Hatters bench. Push forward by the Hatters. Luke steps up. Swords knock it into the Hatters zone. Hatters immediately turn it back to neutral ice. Luke pokes the puck forward. Chasing it down. Can't get to it. Swords are going to skate it behind their own net. Pass up the near boards. Asher can't get to it. Trey holds it in the zone. Plays it into the Swords player. Still with it. Passed across to the far side. Declan holds it in briefly. Second effort gets through him, and the Swords are going to pick it up just over the line. Swords skating forward. 2 on the whole Hatters team. Sent to the middle, and the Hatters are going to jump on top of it. Hatters moving up the middle of the ice. They exit the zone. Getting knocked off. Cam gets knocked off the puck. Playing it to the near side. Picks it back up. Moves into the zone. Pressured there. And then pokes the puck towards the goal. And the Swords will just bash it down the length of the ice, where it makes it for an icing. There was some question there. It looked like it might have died before it got there. Offensive zone draw for the Hatters. This will be to the goalie's stick side. Hatters control the draw. Dimitri passes it across, but that's behind Eli. Sarah picks it up at the far point. Holding there, floats it to the middle. Dimitri kicks that to the near circle. Aiden sends this behind the net. Eli picks it up there. He passes it back to Sarah at the point. Sarah steps in, floats it in, and that bounces up off the goalie. Played to the near point. This will come over the line, and Dimitri comes back to get it. He fans on his pass attempt. Now turning to the near side, passes up to Aiden. Aiden collects on the near boards, moves into the Sword zone. Pass across, that is too far for Eli. Eli will pick it up in the far corner, falling down on the play. Trying to get a hold of it, Swords do. Sent up the far side. Sarah steps up, and that puck bounces over the stick and comes out of the zone. Swords race up, Fan on the shot attempt. Kahlo gets there and sends it to Aiden, who will now clear the zone. Swords intercept that pass and turn it back to the near side. Pushed forward, pressure coming into the zone. They dump in. Shu picks it up, pushes it up the boards. It's still on the boards. Sent up, that outlet pass is blocked. Third effort, makes it through, and Aiden tries to get to it. Pressured there, and Eli's now going to get a hold of it and come into the zone. He pushes it forward. Swords jump on top of it. Turn it into the circle, now moving to the near side. Swords pressure coming out of the zone. They do so. Aiden picks up the puck, turns to the far side. Aiden dumps the puck in deep and goes for a change. Swords pick it up deep in their own zone. Eli into pressure. Swords step past him. Cam now over to pressure. He knocks the puck away and goes to chase it down. Cam overskates. Big hit there, gets knocked off the puck. Puck winds up loose. It's in on the goalie, who drops on top of it. Oh no, it's not on top. The puck was loose. Swords knock it to the far side. Now skate out of the zone with it. Skating into the Hatter zone. Shot from distance is well wide. Trey picks it up in the corner, shoots it up the near side. That's off the defender, and Liv's going to pick it up on the near side. Liv skates into the zone, 2-on-1 developing. She's got Cam. Oh, and she gets stripped of the puck. It bounces off the backboards. Swords pick it up, send up the near side. Trey holds the line. His shot is into the body of a Swords player. He winds up for another attempt. Finally takes it. Luke now gets a hold of the puck. He hits the goalie with it. No goal. Luke just cannot get it through the goalies. Won by the Hatters. This will be knocked out of the zone. Hatters play it to the near boards. Collected there by Dimitri. Dimitri turns, floats it to the far side, knocked down. Porter drops it back to the blue line. Picked up, returned to Porter. Porter drops it back to the point. Fan on the centering feed. This will be pushed towards the middle. Hatters turn it back around. Asher knocks it away from the defender. Swords send it up and now out of the zone. Kahlo back to get it just inside his blue line. This will be sent to the far side. That's too far for Porter. Bounced off the boards, and the Swords pick it up. Stepping in, Kahlo racing over. He dives in front of that one and prevents the play. Centering feed is partially blocked. Swords get a hold of it, and now Dimitri gets in the way of that shot attempt. Passed up the far side. That will come over the line. Offside on the Swords. Offsides draw just in front of the Hatters bench. Knocked forward by the Hatters. Swords pick it up just inside the blue line. Cam races forward, pokes the puck away initially. Swords recollect. Sarah takes a whack at it, can't get it very far. Puck pushed into the Hatters' end. Hatters pass it across where Aiden picks it up on the near side. This will be knocked up, and that bounces through into the Swords' end. Swords are going to get a hold of it. That outlet passes off of a skate, but they're going to get a second effort. Held in by Shu at the point. Sent into the front. Swords are going to clear the zone. Aiden steals that one. Hatters get on side and dump the puck back in. Puck wraps around behind the net. Fan on the hold attempt. Swords pick it up. Push to the top of the circle. Falling down on the play. Swords player blowing a tire. They will just dump it deep into the zone. Shu picks it up. Mishandles it initially. Now she will, fall down on the play. She blows a tire as well. Pokes it ahead. Puck given away. Shu gets back up. Hatters can't get it out of the zone. Puck kicked deeper. Shu takes another effort and bounces that off the boards and out. Swords dump it back in, but they are offside. Looks like they're going to pull this one back to center too. Hatters control the drawback. Dumped up from the blue line. That's off of Olivia. She pokes it through the legs, picks it up, takes a shot from the dot, and that's past the goalie, who was somewhat out of position on that one. That was Liv from Trey, I believe. Luke picks it up off the draw, skates into the far circle, holds there, drops it back to the point. Pass across to Trey. Trey winds up, fans on the shot attempt. Swords pick it up. Outlet pass is initially blocked. Now they clear the zone on the far side. Trey races over, whacks at it. Puck pushed up the far side. Luke races over, knocks the puck away, gets stripped of the puck at the blue line. He lifts the stick, pulls the puck away, back and forth in the neutral zone. Liv can't find it in her feet. Swords pick it up and dump it now into the Hatters' end. This wraps around behind the net. Trey lets it go into the near side, pushes it up the near boards. Swords can't hold it at the point, and now Liv will pick it up on the near boards. She dumps the puck deep. It wraps around behind the Swords net. Swords player slams on the brakes there, reverses field. Playing to the near side, dumped up to the point. Trey steps up and cannot hold the line. Turns around, steps back into the zone, moves in, steps in the middle, takes a shot from distance right into the goalie, who hangs on. Offensive zone draw for the Hatters. This is to the goalie's stick side. Swords control off the draw, battling for it. Get knocked off the puck. Now they push it up. That outlet passes off a skate. And the Swords will now knock it out on the far side. Racing over to get to it. Hatters turn it around in neutral territory. Poke the puck forward. This will trickle across to the near side. Swords back to get it just inside their own zone. Passed up and out. This will connect in the middle of the ice. Kahlo pressures there. Outlet pass is initially blocked. Puck dumped deep. Sarah intercepts that one. She will dump that up, but can't get much on it. Bouncing puck, however, does get over the line. Swords collect, get back on side, push the puck back into the Hatter zone. That is turned around immediately. And the Hatters will play it into the Swords end. That's too far for Cam, who will have to go chase it in the corner. Play in the corner, bumping there. Cam centers. Play behind the net. Dimitri holding it. Pass up. Ian takes a shot. That's kicked aside by a Swords player. Pass to Dimitri. Play at the point. Ian holds the zone, pushes it back to the middle. That's left behind by the Swords. Cam picks it up, gives it to Dimitri. Dimitri can't get anything. Swords poke it off of him. Pick it up on the near side, dump it up out of the zone. Declan turns that back around in the middle. Declan with another attempt, and that's going to do it. End of this one. Final score is going to be 8-0. So we'll get the handshakes here. Due to space and other considerations for this evening, I am not going to be broadcasting the skills competition later tonight, but I will have the game tomorrow. So that game should be at noon local, which I believe is 1 o'clock our time tomorrow. We will see everybody then. I may do, I may record video to post of the skills competition, but I'm not going to be broadcasting it just because there's not really anywhere to set it up. So thank you everybody for watching this one. Final score of this one is going to be 8-0. See everybody tomorrow for the final.